Hello and welcome, my name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some Dominions 5 Warriors of the Faith multiplayer online gameplay. Today I'll be playing Hinnom. It is currently fall in year 4 of the Ascension Wars, and we will begin as usual with our wars. So, last turn we teleported a Melkart in, and there was a strange battle here that we're going to watch. This is a very long turn, and so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, but if it requires 2 episodes, then so be it. So we start with Astral Shield. I'm going to put this on slightly faster. We get our Blessing off. Body Ethereal. He summons an Air Elemental, which arrives over there. So we get most of our thing off. We get luck. We get our whole script off. We do 45 damage, 45 damage, 13 damage, 42 damage, 42 damage. He does 12 damage to us, 42 damage. We've done like 150 damage to this, 200 damage, 250 damage, 300 damage, 350 damage to kill that air elemental. I don't know if that's working the way it's supposed to, but yeah. We then start engaging this Death 5 Handergot who has 5 gems, and I think somehow he affects our morale. We get down to 14. I think we just failed an unlucky check there. I don't really understand. And the Melkart flies away, unharmed and safely to the red mines. Now, what else? So a little strange. I don't know what was going on with that air elemental. Hopefully that's not the way they all behave. I don't know why it needed 300 damage to kill that. I don't know if the game was glitching or doing something wrong there. Not sure. There was a battle where we relieved our fort from a barbarian invasion, where the teleporting Melkart behaved much more normally, although in fact this was not a scripted Melkart, so we're lucky that this went according to plan. We're going to put it on fast. Barbarians arrived, he gets Blessing, Astral Shield, Body Ethereal, then he casts Mind Burn a few times, which is not ideal. This goes much more according to plan. The barbarians run away. Come on. Next, there was a battle in Dragon Point. I'm actually gonna minimize some of this. Maybe it'll make this run better. Oh yeah. Just close this. Alright, so battle in Dragon Point where we tried to take a province. It's not running any better. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So this is the remainder of the Helheim AI stack. This is our Earth Melkart. As you can see there, the Air Elemental died fast. No, maybe not. We don't get our full script off. As you can see, we don't have Temper Flesh, and we get cursed. Very unfortunate. Then these Draugr, or no, they're not there yet. Everything's going okay, not great. We got cursed, but we're not really getting hit. We get hit by a, what was that? Was that a Thunderstrike? I don't know. It's either a Thunderstrike or a Lightning Strike. And then we're still fine. Killing things, everything's going according to plan. What? Shocking Grasp is what that is, okay. And then these Draugr, which have a chill of 3, a strong chill, start to fatigue everyone. They also have fear. And we go quickly, very quickly, up to 200 fatigue. Fortunately, everyone else is, and we're sort of taking chip damage from the few attacks that get through that seem to be mainly casted by some prophet over here or something. Yeah. Word of power. Occasionally a shocking grasp gets healed away, but our morale starts to drop. We're at 9 morale, and then we build up afflictions. And thankfully, the Draugr, who are not mindless, I guess, run away. Takes a while though, and we start to rack up the afflictions. Very irritating, but actually, in my opinion, kind of a cool fight. Keeping me at 200 fatigue. This is interesting. I will try to remember this. These Draugrs are very good against super combatants if you can draw out the fight. Like a Vine Shield super combatant, if there are a bunch of these around, you're going to fatigue that out. Unless they have cold resistance. So, yeah. The Draugr run away, and immediately our fatigue starts to drop. 189. $145, and as soon as we wake up, we turn around, smack that, and run away. So, an interesting interaction. I don't know how we could have foreseen that. These Earth Milk Carts are not fully kitted out. Unfortunate. We now have another cursed Milk Cart with a ton of afflictions. Final battle is the battle at Helheim. This is our elite, our elite force. As you can see, we have lots of Rephaim, Demon Knights, Devils, Serim. Move in. Devils unfortunately do not make it to the rear. Instead killing this Cave Drake over here. This is their god, by the way. Dark Radar, the Dark Frostfather. Doesn't really matter, it's AI now. Just a sort of standard Rainbow Pretender Bless with a Black Bow of Boltolf, which feeble minds whoever it hits. Thankfully it didn't hit anyone. Burning Pearl and Stonebird. Yeah, okay. Our forces move in. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to show you is a Berserked Serim or Scapegoat. They do 20 damage, 20 strength, 20 attack skill, 11 defense skill is up, 11 protection. That's actually interesting. I thought attack skill, strength, and protection are increased, but defense is reduced. Oh, okay. I thought it was protection that was reduced. Okay, so they're standard 11 protection. We'll speed this up. The Demon Knights get through, kill his god. Serim get in, and you see how quickly they just smack anything they hit. With Bloodlust, it'll be 24, so each of those attacks are 20. With Bloodlust, it'll be 24 each, which will bring up their damage per Serim every turn, 72 damage. This will be very strong against giants, very strong against thugs, stuff like that. They're looking good. We lost one devil and took the fortress. As you can see from Helheim, you killed our god. There we go. So, other things with the war in Helheim. As you can see, this is going to be a long turn. We've got a lot of notes here. We have this affliction battle fight was here last turn, and I learned that afflictions don't always heal with healer. There's a % chance of whether or not they heal. As you can see here, if you're wondering on the exact numbers, you've got Battlefight is a 50% chance. That's the affliction he has, and actually 50% is the best chance. So yeah, we have a 50% chance to heal that. It didn't happen last turn, so we're gonna leave that Melkart there and just get that fully healed, because these Melkarts seem to be running away. This is not the first time this has happened. One thing to notice is Feeble-Minded has a 25% chance to be healed by an Akka. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to be setting up an Akka triage center, basically, where anything with an affliction is going to go and get healed. This will also work well with our Mind Hunters. If they get Feeble-Minded, they should be surrounded by Akkas, and then they'll just be healed. And then we can just be throwing Mind Hunt around a lot if we have a substantial amount of Akkas. This guy has 4 afflictions now, and he's cursed, so that's not just these 2 Earth Melkarts who've been cursed, but for some reason, and actually I know the reason, this guy got wounded too with a chest wound, so all of our Earth Melkarts have afflictions. Not, just unlucky, I guess. So, Akka production is going to increase. The final thing to talk about, I guess, is, yeah, we're gonna finish here. We're gonna get this guy healed, and then we're moving this Melkart over to this province, which is gonna be our sort of southern. It has 0 population. Our southern staging area for balls, Melkarts, and other cannibalistic, monstrous beings that destroy provinces. This is the Nether. This cave province is going to be the new place for that, or it's a southern place for that. Eliakim will be going there and getting healed as soon as this guy's done getting healed. Next, we have our moves against Helheim. So we're going to send this Melkart back in here to deal with this province. I think it was sort of a fluke with that air elemental. I don't understand why it needed 350 damage to kill that. That's insane, but it is what it is. We're just going to move that back there, and hopefully nothing bad happens. For this, our alternatives, so there are 3 provinces left to take. There's this one, which the wounded Melkart failed to take. There's this one, which we wanted to take with this guy once he had all his afflictions removed. And then there's this one, which we thought our teleporting Melkart was going to take. So we're off by 1 turn, but I think we can finish this up. I think our teleporting Melkart will take this. We've adjusted the script. Oops, where is he? We've adjusted the script to blessing first, and actually, I'm going to copy that. Blessing, Astral Shield, Body Ethereal, Personal Luck, Twist, Fate, Attack Rear, I think is the big thing. They need to be getting to the back line. And here, our Astral Melkart has the same thing. Except we're putting Resist Magic on there because I don't want him to get cursed. In fact, we're going to do the same thing with you. Resist Magic. They have like 20 magic resistance, so I don't know how this is happening, but so we're sending the teleporting Melkart here. We're teleporting the teleporting Melkart from here, Liahu, to this one we can't reach. And we're moving the army. This is the controversial thing. We're moving the army into this province. Next turn, hostile orders can be ordered against Fomoria. But it seems like we'll talk more about this in diplomacy, but it seems like we might not immediately go to war with Fomoria due to some developments. Our NAP, the 3-turn notice for our NAP ends next turn, so hostile orders can be issued next turn. But I think we're going to hold off a second, because it seems as though the situation is not as dire as we thought, and that actually we should not just run recklessly into a war with Fomoria. Even though we've turned everyone on him, which might play to our advantage. But the moral of the story is I think it's okay to move the elite force to just take this province, get it over with, then move them back. Where we'll keep them is over here in the Nether. We are... So, just to illustrate that, normally I'd be bringing them over here to the Nether, but instead we're moving here. Just for reference, this little human commander is here with the fire drakes, which actually I wish I could just put in here somewhere, because this guy has terrible leadership. We'll probably have to find a better commander for this, but it's not a big deal. So, that's the war with Helheim. Let's see how we're looking at with turns, with 16 minutes, Jesus. Alright, yeah, this is going to take a while. War with Marverni. So the question is, do we try to take some of these provinces while we can? I think the answer is yes. We could send Yahriel in there. It's free from military units. Unless he has a lab here, and if I think we can do this. I think we're gonna teleport, cast ritual spell, teleport here. Might as well take some provinces, keep Ulm from getting him. Like we spoke about last turn, we really wanted this province. I have a feeling we're gonna look back on this as a huge blunder in this game for having taken too long with this. We could have easily just moved this onto there, but whatever. We're gonna do it. Just get some stuff, and actually, you know what? We're gonna switch out. He's at 28 protection. Should be fine. But what we are gonna do is switch out this guy's shoes. You take chi shoes. This will be good against those elementals, and the other guy will take. No, you will take flying shoes so that he can get back over the mountains quickly. I think this will, every bit we can push into Ulm, the better, because it'll give us more of an idea of where he's at. As you can see, it seems like his army is... What are dust walkers? Some kind of undead? Let's look that up. Dust walker. Oh, there we go. Hidden in sand, enchantment 6. What are these? Pierce resistant undead, need not eat, wasteland survival. Resist fire, resist poison, heat aura. Interesting. Is he spamming hidden in sand? Or he must have a Tower of the Seven Tombs. Weird. Okay, well, that's interesting. We will bear that in mind. So, next. I think that's where we're at with the war in Marverni. The player is stalling. It seems like he's kind of at the end of his he's coming to the end here, so he's stalling. Actually, it looks like he went this turn, unless he went AI or something. Next. Message from Ulm. So we got messages. There's a lot to talk about this turn. Message from Ulm. So he said, you said after we deal with Marverni, I can't just ignore Marverni because they will attack me. They have rebuffed every offer of peace. I don't have spare troops. Once I finish, I will help as much as I can, but I'm stuck we'll offer peace with him again. Okay, so we're basically pressuring Ulm to attack Fomoria, and he's saying, I need to kill Marverni first. Not entirely. It's not far from illogical. It's good that we're pressuring him. We just don't want him to turn on us if he feels too pressured. We'll talk about that more in diplomacy. We have another message from Fomoria. In response to us ending the NAP with him, he says, most regrettable, but at the same time unavoidable. I would argue that I'm still a long way off actually winning, but nonetheless a war between us had to happen eventually. I'd be willing to swear off Nefel's northwestern territory, but I will take the land of Mikone. If that's not enough to stop you from attacking, then so be it. Good luck and see you on the battlefield if you still desire war between us. So it seems like we ended the NAP but didn't declare war on him, and he's giving us a kind of counteroffer where he's saying, stay away from Niflheim, but I'll take Mikone, and we're going to think about accepting that. Next, we recruited another astral Melkart, so we have another teleporting Melkart, which is fine. They're actually probably our best Melkarts right now until we figure out what exactly we're going to do with the Earth Melkarts, and like currently all of our Earth Melkarts have some problem. Like all of them have some issue. So yeah, Astral Melkarts are welcome. However, the issue is that we don't have equipment for all of them. We've got now 3 kitted out Astral Melkarts, going on 4. Let's, we're getting a little out of, we'll talk about this more in the items section. So, another Astral Melkart. Another thing that happened is a dire portent from basically Fomoria cast Wrath of God, which randomly does lightning strike or lightning bolt on people within his dominion. Somehow, of all the unlucky things, I do not understand. He got probably the best wizard I have, which was a Fire 3 wizard. That's so rare. That is very rare. So, he got our Fire 3, which was going to be our like Flaming Arrows caster. It's, as you can see here, the notification was, lightning from a malicious pretender god has been striking our troops. 8 units were wounded and 7 units were killed. Among the killed was Yithael the wizard. And I was like, okay, whatever. One wizard, we have a lot of them. It's the best one. Not good. In retrospect, I could have put a copper plate on him. I don't know, just there's nothing I could have done. Like, he cast Wrath of God this turn, and this wizard died this turn, so I had no warning or anything. But for anyone in the future who's like getting Wrath of Godded by someone, just put a copper plate on it, and he would take no damage from the lightning. But we just got super unlucky. The Fire 3 is gone. I was gonna stop recruiting Fire Drakes, and I was like, where's the Fire Drake recruiter? And then I looked back and confirmed that Yithael was the Fire 3. So I thought I'd like lost him or sent him somewhere. No, he died. Very unfortunate. The question is, I'm so angry about that I kind of want to dispel it. There are also a bunch of things that he's been doing that I want to get rid of. Mother Oak, Gift of Health. Ulm has riches from beneath. This is starting to irritate me. We can dispel with our god. We have Astral 3. The problem is that it's at enchantment 5, which dispel 30. I don't know. The other thing it means is that Wrath of God is enchantment. Wait. Wait, I think it's evocation. the Wrath of God, is Astral 5, which means his god is at Astral 5, and hopefully it means it's his god that did it. Presumably it is. What had me worried is that if it's not his god and he has some kind of astral access, then our mind hunting will be in jeopardy. Whatever. Next. Yeah, so we might dispel that. We'll talk about it a little more in research. We'd basically have to fit it in there. Not quite sure yet. So, another event. Olm claimed the lower throne, which I know is a blood throne that we wanted because it gives you 2 blood slaves per turn. We could actually look at it on this the lower throne. It's not telling me if it gives you any bonuses, but it gives you 5 blood slaves per turn. Not cool. Yeah, it's not saying the bonuses you get, but whatever. Is there a way to click on it? 5 per turn. Okay, yeah. We could look at this. So he gets growth +1, and he can get Mage of the Spring. Okay, that's probably not too great for him. He also has +1 attack skill, +1 morale. Olm, yeah, okay. We'll talk about this more. Okay. Is there anything else we need to see here? Animal Throne of Spring, Throne of Summer, Dominion gets heat, Throne of War. Okay, actually, you know, the High Throne is right here. It's right down here, and spreads Dominion 3 would be very nice. So we might move on top of that if we don't go to war with Fomoria. Anyway, why were we talking about this? We were talking about Olm claiming a throne. So this brings us to kind of an analysis of whether or not to go to war with Fomoria starting next turn. We'll think about it more next turn, but we'll just begin to do it right now. Olm is going to get 2 more thrones, which means if we look at this one, this is going to be Olm's. Oh, and then this is going to be Olm's. So if he gets 1, 2, 3, and then if he hasn't claimed 2 more, then he's actually the threat, and Fomoria is not the threat. So really this means that the amount of thrones that Olm has indicates that Fomoria is not the issue here. All these unclaimed thrones that we thought were Fomoria's are not Fomoria's. So all of this drama has been kind of for naught, which I think means we're going to say to Fomoria, listen, we've been deceived by Olm. We want to turn them on Olm. We've been deceived by Olm. Let's maybe redo our NAP, but for now, at the very least, if you don't take Niflheim, if you stop attacking Niflheim, then then we won't go to war. If you do continue to attack Niflheim, the thing is, I don't really want to get drawn into a conflict. We'll say that, but I don't know. That's basically where we're at. Basically, Fomoria is not the threat that we've been hyping them up to be for like the past 20 episodes. So there you go. Olm might actually be a bigger issue. In fact, we've kind of aided and abetted his getting 2 more thrones, which we should have gotten. But due to like complete bad luck with our mail carts down here, and this was our indecision, but yeah, I don't know. It's bad scouting is what this is, which is why we're gonna start spamming out shadow imps and we're gonna spread them everywhere. So yeah, I think we might not be going to war with Fomoria, but we'll talk about it a little more next turn. We're gonna send him a message, but our decision to issue hostile orders will come next turn. Next, as you can see, we're out of gold. We got a Melkart, we got a wizard, we're recruiting another wizard, and so we do need to kind of look at what is taking up all this gold. I think it's mainly all these Dawn Guard. We're getting a lot of Dawn Guard per turn here. We could be getting even more, and I think we're gonna keep those. Each Dawn Guard costs 40 gold, so I think that's the root of the issue. We were recruiting them in a lot of just random provinces. So I think we're gonna stop doing that. Yeah, look at our gold coming back. And then if we get rid of these, we could get rid of 2 of them, and now this looks better. So I think it was the Dawn Guard. What about here? Here we're getting all this, which I think I still want to do. So we're recruiting a little bit too much Dawn Guard. I think that's why we're out of gold. We have a lot of extra death gems. First of all, we had some special events. First here, 12 death gems, then 4 death gems for a total of 16. And on top of that, we have now captured Helheim, which gives us 1 air, 1 earth, and 4 death gems per turn. So we now have 14 death gems per month. That's like now our third highest gem income. Very nice. It's what we wanted. We're going to use them liberally. The death gems are very useful. So the one question is, do we go for Melkarts or balls? I think we're going to have a period of recruiting balls. First of all, because we'll talk about this more, but we have a lot of equipment, but we don't have enough to fully kit out all these Melkarts just yet, and we also have these Nephilim that need to be kitted, and the earth. So we have 3 earth Melkarts that need to finish being kitted out. We have 1, 2, 3 more astral Melkarts that need to finish being kitted out, and then we've got 1 Nephilim that needs to finish being kitted out, and then later we need 2 fire Melkarts kitted out, but they're not going to go until we get Alteration 7. So we're a little behind on items, not too bad. We'll talk about it more later. What we're going to do instead is get balls. More Mind Hunters would be good, the astral ones. More earth ones would be good for... we could be doing like earthquakes and stuff, I don't know. And then the fire ones, that's the one we don't really need. Because we've got these huge fire casters now. Or we had our fire 3 over here. But we've got our god who's fire 3, we've got this guy who's fire 4. We've got this guy who's fire 2. We've got all the boosters. It's not paramount, but you know, with fire 4 there are a number of things you can do. Yeah, I mean we could be doing stuff with them. The thing is, Fomoria has fire resistance, and there's like, once you have fire resistance, it becomes very underwhelming. So, but whatever. I think we're gonna recruit balls. Next, yeah. So I think this was just in more with the Dawn Guard discussion. We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could actually increase that to 9 per turn. These are, we talked about it last turn, but I think they're going to be good defense against Cloud Trapezing Druids. I think a line of them could kill a Air Elemental, and at the very least they could react and move around, and they're just good troops. They have magic weapons, decent protection, good strength. They're just not bad at all. And we're going to continue to get the chariots. Yeah, it's just, I guess what I was saying there is our army numbers are a little low. We don't like have a huge doom stack. We have these kind of elite demon sacred stacks. We have some chariots. We have a flaming arrows set up, even though it took a huge hit with that fire 3 thing. And then, but that's it. And then we have a lot of skeletons and like imps and wolves, but imps and wolves are not for fighting. The skeletons are for sieging. We're just kind of missing some armies. So we're gonna get Dawn Guard. Next, blood economy. So let's see where we're at on time. 35 minutes. Probably gonna have to do two episodes. Anyway, blood economy. We got 101 slaves. We've broken over 100 for the first time. Very nice, as you can see here. Or more especially, 32 blood slaves. Very good. This is where the vampire lords are. Our vampire lord is in the province that we thought we were going to take, but he's sneaking, thankfully, and he will arrive in Helheim next turn. Helheim currently has almost 200 unrest in it, and so we are it's probably going to take a turn or two before we start summoning vampires again. We're probably not going to begin immediately next turn, but he's coming in, and he will either research in the meantime, but basically we're bringing these shamans down here to start setting up Mazakim. We're already starting to summon Mazakim down there, and then we'll get the province under control, and then set up another vampire factory. Also in blood economy is what do we do with them. So I think what we're going to do is, for this turn, not go too crazy. We will be getting 3 devils and a hell sword. And then there's some other things we need to do. We could be, he's making an Eye of the Void. You know what, we're gonna get more. So okay, let's talk about the alternatives before we decide how to spend them. We could not spend any death gems this turn and get Father Ill-Earth, but I don't think that we need to rush that. We could do that at any point, really. Our pretender can make Father Ill-Earth whenever. For reference, Father Ill-Earth is basically a super combatant with a lot of hit points, inbuilt regeneration and fear. He can summon these elementals, which is the reason to get it earlier rather than later. If we could get up a stack of these, they're pretty good. 15 regeneration, resist poison, blind fighter, and then they split up into smaller Ill-Earths, and they just like don't die. They have bad protection, but if we could buff them in any way, they'd be good. I don't know. It's more like free good units, which I always like. So I don't think we're gonna do it this turn, but it could be on the table. That was one thing that I was thinking about. It doesn't have boots, but it has every other item slot. Good magic resistance. The thing is, it's just not. It's like maybe a little bit better than a Melkart, just because of how tanky it is with 130 regen with 130 hit points with 15 regeneration would be 13 times or plus half of 13, which is 6.5. So 20 regen per turn, just ingrained in it. So it can buff itself up for protection and just be strong. It could maybe do earthquake and stuff. I don't know. I've never done earthquake. Not imminently necessary, but that's on the table. I think we're not going to make an Eye of the Void, and instead we're going to do Serim. More of that we can get, the better. Just in case we go, if we don't go to war with Fomoria, we'll chill out and get stuff like Father Illyrth and more boosters and maybe some global enchantments and stuff. But for now, I think we do need just a few more raw numbers. One thing to talk about is, so yeah, I think what we're going to do with the rest of these slaves is just, our research is going to take a hit here, but we're just going to do Serim. Alternatively, we could do Serim and Ritual of the Five Gates. But I think our premise here is going to be getting the numbers up. That brings us down to 7 blood slaves. I like this. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to get 15 more Serim. This is going to start to look scarier and scarier. It'll be good. Next. How do we buff the Serim? Let's pull up the Serim. Ser. As you can see here, the Serim are demons, which means Bloodlust will buff their strength. And there's some other things we can do to them. The main problem is their protection goes up to 11 when they're berserked. When it's not 11, they're at 7. Very bad. Their defense skill goes down when they berserk. If we can get these things looking more, if we could get them up to like 15 protection or higher, that would be terrifying. The question is, how do we do that? And I'm just not an I haven't played the game enough to really know. So one option is Wave Warriors, which gives them slash, blunt, and pierce resistance, wound fend, -4 strength, but we could offset that with the Bloodlust, which would bring down their damage substantially. It brings it down from 72 per demon to 60. So I'm not really sure. Let's just see. 60 divided by 72. They're doing 83% of the damage they could be doing. So I don't know about that one. It's better than nothing. Better than nothing. In Earth, we could do Iron Warriors, which gives them natural protection 20, which is basically what we want. But the problem is they will get shock 5, and against Fomoria, that will be not great. The other problem is that this is just one, it isn't an area of effect or the whole battlefield. I think to put Iron Warriors on your whole army is, yeah, like, that's level 9. That's not going to happen. So, Marble Warriors, I think, is an option. We do need to get to Alteration 7 for Phoenix Pyre, but we're ways off. Grants natural protection 15. And cold susceptibility. So that's another option. In nature, we have Wooden Warriors. This, I think, is not good because when they go berserk, they'll get to 11. But it'll do. And I think Alteration 5 is relatively soon. It's right after we get Mind Hunt. We're thinking about that. So, and then Death. There's Skeletal Legion, but I think this is just undead. No, it turns the entire army into skeletal beings, making them highly resistant to piercing attacks. No, I don't think this is what we want. There's Yeah. What else is there? Fire. Warriors of Muspelheim gives him cold resistance. Fire, water, air. Fog warriors. No, fog warriors is any damage is reduced to all the bodies of friendly troops become misty and almost impossible to damage. Any damage is reduced to 1. A hit that would have dealt 25 damage. This is sort of a way to do it, although I think if they have magic weapons, which I think Fomoria does. And the other thing is our ability to cast that. Not great. So we've done fire, water, earth. I think marble warriors is what we want. So alteration 7. So we're ways off. When we get marble warriors, the serum will be very strong. Okay, what else to talk about with research? We need to increase our research. We're at 587. We're using a lot of our mages now. We need to get more researchers. One idea I had is summoning revenants, which are 9 death gems a pop, but now that we're just rolling in death gem dough, not that bad, and we can make all of the research boosters. So a revenant is death 1, 7 research. We could buff that up 12 and at least up 16. So 7 plus 16 is 23. So these could be free researchers. We need more research. We're using a lot of these now. This sort of one wizard every 2 turns has not been cutting it. I think what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna take it easy on the Dawn Guards to the point where we can repeatedly recruit an Akka. And that's how we're gonna start this. We also want to repeatedly recruit witches, so we need to free up even more. I think we could maybe do this by boom, boom, and boom. We want repeated witch recruitment. And yeah, so I think an Akka every turn, a witch every 2 turns, a wizard every 2 turns, and maybe start spamming out revenants, and we will get to our research will start to improve. I think we want about 1,000 per turn. And what's good about this is that the researches that we've gotten are useful outside of just research. All these wizards are really good. And the witches will be, we have multiple uses for them, and the Akkas, we have multiple uses for them. So I think that's the key to research. Like having a pure researcher, unless they're really good, you have to be careful because they often aren't useful other than just researching. And then once you get in a war or the game gets really late game and you get all the research, and you have a bunch of useless stuff. So that's that. What else? We have, that's our plan for research. Next. I already talked about the Akka triage station that synergizes with the mind hunting. Just briefly, we could talk about global enchantments. Let me check the time though. We're at 49 minutes. If I could do the rest of this in 10 minutes, that'd be crazy. But let's see. We've talked about astral corruption before. I think we are since we're probably gonna at least not immediately go to war with Fomoria and engage in a few messages back and forth. We're definitely not going to cast that right now, but I think we will. I think when we feel powerful, when we're like, oh boy, we're hitting our stride, we're gonna cast that and then try to win the game. That will be our big play is Astral Corruption. Once we have like tons of armies and lots of research and our super combatants are insane and everything. So maybe like 12 turns from now, 10 to 12 turns, we're doing Astral Corruption. Blood Vortex is one that I'm more would be better. That's Blood 8. I think once we get some of these other research goals, that's going to be our next step, is Blood Vortex. We can do a bunch of other stuff. We can do 3 red seconds, which is a huge power boost at Blood 8 as well. And oh boy, this would make our Serim do what is that? 24 plus, so 28 times 3 would be 56 plus 28 would be 76 plus 8, 84. Is that right? 28 times 3. 84. 84 damage per Serim. That will like delete one Serim could delete a giant. Yeah, okay. So Blood 8 and then Blood 9 is of course our coup de grace for the whole game. But yeah, Blood Vortex is on the table because it gives you a ton of blood slaves. Earthblood Deepwell is another one. I think that's enchantment. Earthblood Deepwell at enchantment 7. 20 Earth Gems a month would be nice. Earth Gems are always good. We could maybe do that. And I'm a little worried that Olm is going to do that because he has at least a Blood 5, or I mean a Earth 5, because he's done Riches from Beneath. These globals are also kind of giving me cues to where they're all at. Wrath of God is evocation 7 or 6 actually. So their research is doing well. The Fomoria is at least at evocation 6. From Olm is at least at enchantment 7 or whatever Riches from Beneath is. Other globals we're thinking about is the big one would be Burden of Time. It would be really good against Olm. Not so good against Fomoria. We could check what his old age levels are. Age, yeah. I think it would hurt our wizards more than it would hurt him. I don't think we're going to do Burden of Time. And the other thing is he has Gift of Health, so I don't think that's actually probably not going to happen. And then the other research question, I think we're getting Conjuration 5 or 100 off. Then we're going for Mind Hunt. Then we're going to climb Alteration and Enchantment. And then wasn't there something at Enchantment 7 that we wanted? Earthblood Deepwell. I don't think that's super, unless there's something else in there. Mass Flight might be good. It'd be really good with our Serim actually. Other than that, Earthblood Deepwell, Mass Flight. What's Stellar Focus? Oh, 5 Astral Pearls each month. That would be kind of nice. Yeah, so there are a few things in there, but I think I'd honestly rather have Weapons of Sharpness from Construction 7. Forge of the Ancients would be good. Golems are probably not essential for us, but they're always good. And if we do Astral Corruption, if it really drags out, then we're just going to get all our research anyway. But yeah, that's really all there is to say on research. I kind of like where I'm at with it right now. Items. So we've been meaning to talk about this. This is our current treasury. We are getting a decent bank of Melkart equipment. We are building up our Mindhunter equipment. We are building up our boosters, but it's not quite there yet. And I think how we'll end out What are we at here? We're at 54 minutes. We'll probably just go over an hour because this is just we're almost there. If I'd gone a little faster, maybe we could have done it. But let's just try to do this. So we've got this is our next most kitted out Melkart. He needs a sword, so we're gonna give him a Shadow Brand. He needs an Iron Face. He needs armor. And then he just needs shoes. And we're making winged shoes every turn. We are also continuing to summon wyverns. I'm kind of impressed. In one of those Helheim fights, the wyverns did a lot of damage right off the bat to my Melkart, so I'm going to continue to make them. You can see them here. I also think they're cool. And they're shock resistant. Oh yeah, so I forgot to add that Zevelin is on Dawn Guard collection duty. Next, yeah, items. So this guy's almost done. So we have a almost kitted one. Then we have this guy. Vine Shield. He needs a weapon other than a Hell Sword. A Hell Sword is two-handed for anyone wondering. Iron Face, Shademail Haubergen. Actually, hold on a second. We could be giving this guy. We do have boots for this guy. Cheese shoes. Cheese shoes are for our Melkarts that we want to be more killy. Flying shoes are for Melkarts that we want to be more safe with. So we do have a fully kitted out one. So we need another Shadow Brand, more shoes, more air shoes. He needs a Ring of Regen and a... Oh, we still need... We need more crystal coins. Okay, so instead of making another Iron Face, we're gonna have you make... Where is crystal coin? Crystal coin. Yeah, so we're getting there. I think our ability to pump it out is getting there. I think we're making more than one kit per turn, which is probably about as good as you can ask for, given the amount of gem income we're looking at. We still need this guy kitted, this new one kitted, but we're fairly close. You were casting Sareem. Cast ritual spell. Where are we at on time? 58. Okay, we're gonna go over an hour. We're just gonna add diplomacy to this, and we're gonna try to do it fast. Okay, so items. What else is there to talk about? How do we kit our Earth Melkarts? Let's look at this guy as a default. What will be different is they will not have boots of quickness probably, although we could maybe do that. We're getting Conjuration 5, so we could have a Naiad making boots of quickness for the Earth Melkarts. The thing with Earth Melkarts is that they can get good reinvigoration with their with summon Earth power. So putting boots of quickness on them to me doesn't seem like a bad idea. The problem with quickness is that you fatigue faster. So having Earth on them is good. And I think their protection is fine because they have Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, etc. So they can get their protection up really high. And so I think what we will use the Earth Melkarts for is extreme damage output. And so I think what they'll use is... we probably won't put braces of protection on them. maybe like a stone bird or a dancing trident. We're using boots of quickness, which I think will be better than cheese shoes, but maybe cheese shoes would be better. And then maybe the goring helmet to keep the gore attack, the nature helmet, and then like a brand of some kind or a hell sword. And then if we did the hell sword, we could get rid of the ring of regen and put another like dancing trident or stone bird in there. So I think that's what we're going to do with our earth milk arts. One question I had is, well, the final question is really, what do we do with our pretender? You want to use their turns well. I think what we're missing is only like, the thing is, this pretender, the rainbow pretenders can do like anything. So I think what we could do is just research this turn. I don't think there's something that's really pressing right now. But the final thing I'm kind of wondering if I should do is Bow of Wars. We've got this huge archer stack, and Bow of Wars will add 13 more arrows to that, and I think they would work well with shamans who have 18 strength, a third of which will be added to the damage of the Bow of War. So not bad at all. The alternative is we could put them on, because shamans take up money, we could put them on Bone Shudder Mound Kings if they can use bows. Is there something about how mounted units can't use bows? I'm not sure. If they can, their strength isn't bad. It'd be 4 damage as opposed to 6 damage added to the with the Mound Kings. And then Revenants. Well, I don't know. I think we will. We could either. I think what we'll do is we'll just research with our pretender this turn. He made a Robe of the Magi this turn, which it feels kind of bad not using right off the bat, but we have it, and we're everyone's doing something. So, yeah. I think we'll just research. That brings us up so high. That brings us up to almost 700. So I think that will get us through Evocation 4 and pretty well into Evocation 5. So the final thing is, well, let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, I don't think I am. I think we're good. I guess things to add here are one of these shadow imps, just a scout, and we're going to start flooding them. This guy's going to just repeatedly cast this. I want like lots of them everywhere. One per turn, just spreading out, getting information. Where are we at on time? 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, we're going to end this with diplomacy. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to say to Fomoria, dear or brother giant, it is not my intention to start a war with you next turn. It is not my intention to start a war with you by issuing hostile. Oh, no, with you. We don't need to clarify that. Next turn. I think I don't want to say I've been misled. if you let's keep diplomacy open. I will not attack you without warning. If you I'm going to say it. I want to begin by saying that it is not my intention to start a war with you next turn. Let's discuss the situation. My proposal to you is that you do not take any more of Niflheim's lands. If you do this, if you stop all incursions into Niflheim, I will be open to re-establishing our NAP. Okay, so I'm saying this instead of not declare war on you, because that puts him in too much of a... I'm making it... It's not like if you stop going into Niflheim... If you don't stop going into Niflheim, I'll declare war on you is way more like provoking than if you stop attacking Niflheim, then let's be friends again. You know what I mean? So Ulm is about to get 2 more thrones. Which Ulm is about to get 2 more thrones, and I want us to be open to coordination if it seems like he is about to win. Now, the question is, how devilish should I be? Should I say, like, Ulm is about to attack you? And should I say to Ulm, I'm about to attack Fomoria? So, the question here is, should I basically lie and say to Ulm, I'm about to attack Fomoria, he's about to win? And then say to Fomoria, I'm about to attack Ulm, he's about to win. It's a very risky game if we do that. Because if we get found out, they'll both attack me. I do not have any NAPs with him, and I'm monitoring his activity. Let's let's talk this out. Let's figure this, or it sounds so patronizing. Again, if you stop going into Niflheim, then I believe that there could once more be a prosperous peace between our two nations. Good luck. The Giants of Hinnom. Okay, I like that. Next to Ulm. Dear Ulm, yes, I will help you defeat Marverni. I'm sending some troops to help. I think our messages have gotten staggered a little bit, so I will wait 2 turns before. No, whatever, that doesn't matter. I want to keep him worried about Fomoria. Fomoria is moving into Mikone and Niflheim. We need to be careful. Good luck. The Giants of Hinnom. Okay, where are we at on time? Hour and 11 minutes. I think we are pretty much good. Let's look at the... Yeah. The goal here diplomatically is... I think this could play out to our advantage. We have maybe scared Fomoria a bit, but not so much that he feels like emasculated by us or something. He was like, all right, let's fight. But now we're gonna say, don't go into Niflheim, and you can have the carrot back. We've shown him the stick, and then we're gonna say, do you want the carrot back though? If he doesn't move into Niflheim, I really don't want him to have this throne. But looking at the throne situation, I actually don't think he's about to win, and this game might actually go on for a long time. Between the 3 of us, we have like actually a fairly balanced situation, because I have 1, 2, maybe 3, or the high throne, maybe 3. Fomoria is gonna have 1, 2, 3. If he takes this, if he moves out of the Throne of Summer, then that's not gonna happen. He's gonna take that. He's already sieging it. So 1, 2, 3. Ulm is getting 2 more. So 1, 2. So Fomoria could at the most have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. That's still pretty damn close, but I don't think he's about to win. Are we being reckless? These unclaimed thrones are all Fomoria's. Ulm is getting the Helheim one and the Marverni one, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Fomoria. 2 of them are controlled by me, one of which he has on the border. But the big war would then be between Ulm and Fomoria. Okay, and I would have 3. So Ulm will have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. If Ulm is holding out on one of these thrones and intentionally not grabbing it, then things are much better. Because that would mean Fomoria has 5, and Ulm has, in actuality, 4, and I have basically 3. Okay. That would be the situation where things go on. If Fomoria has 6, then that means we're in the situation where we need to go to war with him. and there'd be a great war that starts now. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. This has been the longest episode yet. Things make sense because our empire is becoming more and more advanced. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the turn. We're not missing anything. Oh, I guess with the 68 gold, what we could do is, did we take any? Wait, we didn't even take any provinces, did we? We could bring this up to 11. Just 10. That's the only province we got. Sad. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.